Hello everyone. Well, I've had my Switch for over a year now. It's been, it was the beginning of March of 2018 that I got my Switch, so I thought I'd do a video and just show off the games that I've, added to my, the games that I have on the system within the year time. And there's obviously more games I'm gonna get, and more games that'll be released this year. So first we have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is, I don't know, I can't say enough good things about that, but it's, I don't know, probably the best game to date. Smash Brothers game, anyway. Mario Tennis Aces, I just picked this up last week, actually. And once you get the hang of it, it's really fun. I'll probably talk about it more in my next pickups video, but the adventure mode is really cool. It's a lot better than I expected. YouTube, of course, you gotta have that on there. It's a nice little app. It's nice to have it on the gaming systems. Like, I mean, obviously, a lot of people don't really want the Switch to be like an app machine, which I agree. But certain ones are like YouTube, I think, are okay. Mega Man 11, such a great game. Great installment. I've talked more about that and like possible sequels for more Mega Man and Mega Man X, even maybe. Kirby Star Allies. It was one of the first games I bought. A lot of people say like, oh, it's too short, it's too easy, but I feel like a lot of Kirby games are like that. So I was fine with that. The mini games are okay, like they're not that great. They're kind of mediocre, basically. And then after you beat the story, you unlock a new mode, which is like kind of like an endurance type of thing, where you can play as like all the different characters, which is actually really cool. And there's also another mode that they just added recently. I haven't tried it out though yet. Fire Emblem Warriors. I know I'm like a broken record, but this was one of the games that made me buy the Switch. It was one of the first games I bought, and here comes the cat. And as I had mentioned in my previous video, I would love to see a sequel to this game. But if they added characters from other Fire Emblem games, not just the 3DS ones. Super Mario Odyssey, of course, that game is absolutely amazing. I have beaten the story, but like I'm not trying to 100% it or anything. There's obviously still, I think I have like 30 more moons to get, but I'm not necessarily going after those. I just kind of replay it to do a lot of grinding to collect coins so I can buy more outfits for Mario. But it's an awesome game, so much fun. King of the Monsters 2, which it's this is, I never played the arcade version as a kid, which is what this is. And like I mentioned this before, my neighbor had the SNES version, and we played that like religiously. So I do have the physical copy of this, and I'm pretty sure I put it on my SNES Classic. But or if I didn't, I probably will. But this being the arcade version, which I don't have, and because like, oh sweet, I can take it on the go. So yeah, and Oni Sin something like that. Yeah. Kind of like, it's an indie game, kind of like Ninja Gaiden, but without the wall jumping, so to speak. It's actually really good. Hard, but good. Music's good. Metal Slug 4, one of my favorites. I think because this one had like two characters that weren't in any of the other games. And I remember I first played this one in a bowling alley. And the last boss has kind of like a Dr. Wily feel to it, so I love that. Like I said, it's one of my favorite Metal Slug games. The Nintendo Entertainment System thing, which, to be honest, I got I did like the weekly trial just to kind of see what it was like. And of course, Jesus, that was almost 2 years ago. I remember watching the Direct from, actually that was over 2 years, excuse me, the Direct, so I knew the paid online service was coming, but it feels a bit lackluster. Like, it's not the money, it's the lack of what they're offering. So, like, I'm gonna hold off till they add more features and stuff. But the whole this thing, like the streaming NES games, I have kind of mixed feelings about, because it's like, yeah, it's okay. Like, if you're playing one game, you're like, oh, this kind of sucks. So you just switch, no pun intended, over to another one. And yeah, I might do a video about Switch Online at some point. I don't know. Then the Mega Man X Legacy Collection, which is, yeah, I mean, I still have the old one, like from the anniversary collection that came out in like 2004, I believe, but whatever. You know, I've talked about this before. I feel like these. What's nice about these collections is it breathes more money into the franchise. So, like in this case, like the Mega Man X collections sell, and it's like Capcom's like, oh, I guess people do still like Mega Man X. Maybe we should make another one. But wait, there's more. So, Metal Slug 5. That's another really good one. I love that one. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which is the spiritual successor to Castlevania. Very good game, and there's also a new one coming out, which feels like kind of what the hell do you call it? Symphony in the Night. SNK 40th collection, the old arcade games from like the 80s and such. I would love to see. You know who I'd love to see make a collection like this of their old arcade games is Sega, because they had some really good arcade games. Blaster Master Zero. This was actually the first indie game I bought. Very good. I did finally get around to beating it. It's a great remaster of the old game. Robonauts. This is a pretty interesting game. It's basically you run a clock. Hold on. Yeah, I think this was like. It was on sale, so it was actually really cheap. And basically, it's like you play as this little robot guy, and you literally run across a planet like this. Hold on. Like this. And then you like jump from one planet to another and stuff. It's actually pretty fun. It's like almost like an old arcade style game. Starlink Battle for Atlas, which has a lot of Star Fox exclusive stuff on this version, and it's actually they're adding more to it as well, more Star Fox type stuff. Kitten Squad. This is an indie game which it kind of reminds me of it feels a lot like what the hell is that game called? Smash TV, except you play as cats and other animal creatures and stuff because you can like customize the character. It's pretty fun. Super Bomberman R. It's your average Bomberman game. I like it because I grew up with Bomberman, so yeah. Dragon Sinker. This was another indie game, which it kind of reminds you of like Dragon Quest in a way, like one of the old Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior type games. That's what it kind of feels like to me. Sonic Mania, awesome Sonic game made by like a long-time Sega fan. It would be kind of cool if other game companies did something like that, but yeah. Puyo Puyo Tetris, average puzzle game. There's a lot of characters in it that are playable. Arms. Another one of the first games I bought. I haven't played it in a while, but it's actually really fun. But it's not great. It's almost like I think I've used this statement before, but that was a while ago. It's almost like they made a fighting game out of Stretch Armstrong. And we hit the cat's meowing. Slack Back Up from Hell. I think this is like I haven't played it in a while, obviously, but it's like an action platformer type game. Very hard, indie game. Wild Guns Reloaded. Loved this game on the SNES. It's like an arcade. This is a remaster for 4 players, which is really cool. There's 2 new additional characters. Yeah. And funny thing, I feel like I'm better at this game when I play it in the portable mode, which is kind of random as hell. And then finally we have Manticore Galaxy on Fire. I bought this kind of on a whim. It's like a puzzle rail shooter type game. It's okay, not great, but yeah, that's all my games on the Switch. I know it's not really a lot, but like I said, there's definitely more I need to get, and obviously there's more games coming out this year, so thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.